the Yankees only scored 1 run in last night's loss to the Mets. A season-long trend did continue. Lyle Overbay coming up big. He's issue number 1 for our Meredith Marakovits, who joins us now for our runs, hits, and errors segment. And, you know, we saw you talk to Uke and Tex just a few moments ago, and in the big picture, the guy that this might end up affecting is Lyle Overbay. He has become a fan favorite. He's been so clutch. You know the Yankees will try and find a way to keep him.
Nancy, it's interesting because that's the biggest question. What will happen to Lyle Overbay and what he's done for this team, both defensively and offensively? The Yankees have to be more than thrilled. When they signed him, they knew that he could fill in serviceably defensively for Mark Teixeira. I don't think they knew they were going to get this type of offense and this type of clutch hitting in particular. Take a look at the numbers right there. From the 7th inning on, he's hitting .268, not to mention he has 10 RBIs, 9 of which of those gave the Yankees the lead. He has 5 homers in the 7th inning or later, 3 of which have given the Yankees the lead. So he has been a clutch guy for them all season long, and the Yankees are going to try to find a way to keep him on this roster in the event that Mark Teixeira needs a day off or in the event that they need a pinch hitter off the bench. They'd like to keep Lyle Overbay around, and that goes for David Adams too. Joe Girardi was asked earlier today, do you see a situation where both Overbay and Adams could remain on this roster when Teixeira and Youkilis come back? And he said, hey, you never know. You just have to wait to see how it shakes out. So you have to believe that general manager Brian Cashman not only has his work cut out for him, but he's going through the roster and trying to decide who stays and who goes as Friday rapidly approaches for this team.
Yeah, well said, Meredith. The decisions are rapidly approaching. Let's shift to the task at hand, shall we? And that's tonight's ball game. And we're back in an AL park, so that means Travis Hafner back in the lineup. They missed his big bat over the last couple days.
They certainly do, and if you look at how the Yankees have struggled a little bit offensively over the past 3 losses, they've been outscored 12-5, and you have to look at the pitching matchups too. That's been part of it. In Tampa, they've obviously faced some tough pitchers down there, and Matt Harvey last night certainly a good one on the mound as well. But Travis Hafner, a guy that Joe Girardi likes putting in that lineup, he's certainly helped him throughout the course of the year. Yes, he had a shoulder issue earlier, but since he's come back from that, he really has helped this team. And if you look at the numbers really over his last 10 games, hitting .250 on the road trip in particular, 3 runs scored, a double, a home run, drove in 5 runs. So he is in at the DH position, batting 3rd tonight for the Yankees.
Meredith, in our errors segment, we're going to step away from the Subway Series for just a moment. Don't know how many fans out there saw this from last night, but let's relive it, shall we? From the Twins-Brewers game, 29-year-old rookie Chris Colabello came in to pitch in the 9th. Well, he's wearing the club's home alternate jersey, not the road alternate. Twins, Minnesota. What do you think? Rookie mistake or rookie hazing?
Oh, that's tough. You know what? There's also a clubhouse manager, too, that handles the equipment. So I don't know if you put it all on him. It could be a couple people's fault here, or maybe he just didn't realize it and threw it on. Now, what's interesting, the Twins or the Brewers both didn't notice that because they actually could have made him change that shirt, or they could have actually thrown him out of that game for wearing a different uniform. That didn't happen, but this isn't the first time that it's happened to somebody, and it certainly won't be the last time that it probably happens to somebody. Last year in 2012, it happened to Marco Scutaro. Everybody had San Francisco across their chest. He just had the SF in the corner, so he certainly got a little bit embarrassed by that. His teammates razzed him a little bit, and I'm sure you saw the same thing in Minnesota last night. They're not going to let that rookie forget it.
Yeah, no doubt. Hard to say whether he even realized it, you know, at the time. Before we let you go, please preview what you've got coming up with the guys on the pregame.
Well, Nancy, you saw in your show with Mark Teixeira and Kevin Youkilis. We'll have General Manager Brian Cashman's thoughts on that. Also some news on Curtis Granderson. We'll tell you when you can expect Andy Pettitte back on the mound. Also a familiar face here on the Bronx, step foot on the field today for a little bit. We'll tell you who that is coming up in the pregame show.
All right. Thanks a lot, Meredith. Enjoy the action, and we'll see you in just a little bit on the pregame with Bob, Jack, and John.